Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by PewSitter.com, your online Catholic newspaper for the third millennium, CatholicMediaCoalition.org, in line with the Church, online with the world.
And TheAmericanCatholic.com, politics and culture from a Catholic perspective.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Catholic News Roundup. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Neither cold nor rain could contain the hundreds of thousands that flooded Washington, D.C. for the March for Life this year, and we took our cameras with us to the United States Capitol to give you a look. Massive crowds of pro-life advocates marched down Constitution Avenue, passing in front of the Capitol building and the Supreme Court, where the case of Roe v. Wade legalized the killing of the unborn through abortion in 1973. Entering the 40th year of legalized abortion in the U.S., multiple sources in the mainstream media observed that a large number of young people are joining the fight for life at the march this year, from high schools, colleges, and law schools. Father Frank Pavone of Priests for Life pointed out to Fox News at the march that it is amazing to think about how you were not protected during the first 9 months of life, saying that fact motivates a lot of young people. As we enter the presidential election year of 2012, the votes of the younger generation will have the chance to play a pivotal role in firing the most pro-death president in the history of America from his office. American majority ignored. Abortion without strict limitations goes against a supermajority of Americans, making Supreme Court mandates to keep abortion on demand legal out of step with the will of the people. The Knights of Columbus Marist poll points out that a whopping 79% of those surveyed say they would not allow abortion after the first 3 months of pregnancy, while 51% think abortion should only be legal in the case of rape or if a mother's life is in danger. 84% are convinced that laws can protect both the life of the unborn and the health of the mother, showing that 3% more people share this opinion since a survey was taken 2 years ago. The complete study on the issue done by the Knights of Columbus is not out yet, but survey question results will be released in February. Human hatcheries. No, men don't have to go through the pain of childbirth, but one ethicist in the United Kingdom takes a leaf from the post-apocalyptic work of fiction, Brave New World, and says women shouldn't have to either. Dr. Anna Smador wrote an article in the Cambridge Quarterly of Healthcare Ethics calling pregnancy a, quote, natural inequality, a medical problem that, along with other conditions, causes pain and suffering. In her article, Defense of Ectogenesis, Smador equates childbearing to disease, saying that women should be released from such treatment through the use of artificial wombs because, quote, men reap all the benefits of women's gestation while women bear the risks and burdens, end quote. You may remember Aldous Huxley's 1931 novel, Brave New World, presents a society where children are decanted in hatcheries and raised in, quote, conditioning centers by a one-world order. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few seconds.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by NewOxfordReview.org, the voice of Catholic Orthodoxy, in print and on the web, and RenewAmerica.com, expanding the influence of America's grassroots in the cause of freedom.
Demanding suicide. One man seeking suicide in the United Kingdom is pushing his cause to court in a landmark case opening this week that some think may legalize assisted suicide in the country. Britain's High Court will hold a hearing on the case of Tony Nicklinson, a man who suffered from a paralyzing stroke and wants to die because he says his life is miserable. Nicklinson, whose mind is intact though he cannot physically function at all, is petitioning the court not to charge the physician who assists him in suicide, claiming that his right to, quote, private and family life mentioned in the European Convention of Human Rights would be violated. The Ministry of Justice recognizes the man's intent to redefine murder within the law to exclude euthanasia and is filing to dismiss the lawsuit, since changing the law can only be done in Parliament. And finally, Snubbing Barrack. A star goalie of the National Hockey League says an invitation to the White House is not worth his time, skipping out on his invite to meet Obama to protest the state of our country. Tim Thomas, a goalie for last year's Stanley Cup-winning Boston Bruins, says, quote, "I believe the federal government has grown out of control, threatening the rights, liberties, and property of the people," end quote. Thomas, the best goaltender in the NHL right now after winning the coveted Vezina Trophy last season, says his choice is not about politics or party, that he holds both Democrats and Republicans responsible for the situation our country is in. The Gadsden snake is prominently displayed on the back of the goalie mask he wears during games, with the famous words, "Don't tread on me," written on the back. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Thanks for tuning in today. Be sure and tune in tomorrow for your daily dose of Catholic News Roundup right here on RealCatholicTV.com. And also be sure to check out The Vortex, where Michael comes to us from Washington, D.C. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to tell all your friends about us. And as always, God bless you.